the Krishna Conscious Corner, and in that specifically Splash Mridanga Learning. As you know, I'm Mukund, and I'm going to be teaching you Splash Mridanga lesson 12 today. So first we'll talk about the last lesson, lesson 11th. So in lesson 11th we had learned that the slides, different slides, but we won't be practicing that quickly today because there are slides, because we got a long lesson ahead. So this lesson is how you can modify your own mantras. I mean, like mantras that you already know. You can modify them. You can. Yes, you can. You can modify them. So this is what this is in the lesson. So let's get started. So get ready with your Mridanga. So what we are going to be learning today, I mean not really learning, this is not other episodes. In other episodes, I mean lessons you had learned. This one you're not learning, you're creating your own thing, and I'm going to give you some ideas to create and help you create your own. So did you ever know that you can actually, I mean I do this, I don't know if everyone does it, but I do it. I modify mantras. I make them like my own and a little stylish and like that. And so that's what I'm going to be teaching you, and what you need to be what you need to make sure while you're making your own and while you're practicing your own. And you need to have all those things, qualifications, and then only you should start practicing, so that if you don't have one of like 2 or 3 qualifications of what you need to actually modify that mantra, and it doesn't like make really much sense, then don't practice it, because if you practice it, then you might end up playing it in kirtan, and then the kirtan, it will sound weird, because it will sound weird. So we are only going to be doing modifying, and I'll show you some examples of my own if I have any, if I get any in my brain at that time. Well, I'm pretty sure they're just modified too, and it's just rare mantras. So let's get started. So first thing is tihais. You obviously remember tihais, and the first one that you had learned is kheta kheta tha, kheta kheta tha, kheta kheta tha. So that is very easy, for sure. You barely even need any practice on it. Well, you do need practice. I'm not saying don't practice, but it's very easy. Kheta kheta tha, kheta kheta tha, kheta kheta tha. So one thing that you can do in kheta kheta tha is you can actually do something like, instead of doing khe, you can do ge. Ge, remember? It's that. Ge, that's ge. So geta geta kha. And also instead of ge at the end, just do ka, and a sharp one, like not something like this. I mean that's very low noise, something like. Sometimes I do this for sharp. It's not required that you always do for sharp this. I mean that also gives another noise, but you can also do this. Like you can make like a bowl kind of here, like that, like it goes inside, like that, and you can do. There's a special way how you do it. You actually don't much touch this part. You just touch this part all over there. It's upon your style, whatever style. So like that. You can do a sharp one, very sharp. It's according to you, what you like, because you're modifying it. If you want this, you can do that. If you want something like, maybe you just want to keep it gay, or maybe you want to do no beat, like. Well, that does sound a little weird, so I wouldn't recommend you doing like kheta kheta, kheta kheta, kheta kheta. I mean that does sound something weird. you wouldn't want something like the last one I played. It just sounds like a break, and that doesn't much sound well. And in a kirtan, it won't sound that well either. So I wouldn't recommend you doing that. Actually, I wouldn't allow. I mean, I can't say that. I wouldn't. Recommend you doing that. Instead, you can just do K, Ge, Dha, anything you want. I would recommend first for practice you can do Ge. That's what that's the actual one. You can do sharp K or normal K. So you can do that and you'll get this. Instead of, like, you look at the difference and look at the similarities. First rule is that it has to be, if you're modifying, not creating your own thing. If it's modifying, this is modifying rules. Then you need to, first rule is that you need to keep it you need to keep it different plus same time similar. So you don't change the whole entire thing. Well, that will be basically creating it. Not modifying. And nor do you change it. And nor do you keep it so much similar that there's barely any difference and no one can really identify, and it doesn't make much difference. So it has to be right in the middle of those 2 points. The first point is too much difference. The second point is barely any difference, or basically just like 1 beat difference. Well, there is going to be one thing which will have, maybe many things that even 1 beat can make a difference. Yes, it can. Okay, so let's do. No. So that was the normal K at the end. This is sharp K. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing you can do is, so what you need to do is, in this side, kin, dha, kin, dha, dha, kin, tha, dha. No. Kin, tha, dha, kin, tha, dha, kin, tha, dha. Or you can do gin, ga, ka, gin, ga, ka, gin, ga, ka, gin, ga, ka. That's what you can do. There's many things that you can do. This is just ideas for you to make your own. I don't know if I taught this to you, but this is also very famous. No, I made my own thing. I modified it already. Okay, let's just continue on. So this one. Actually, I just modified it right now. Anyways. This one. This one is actually very hard for beginners. So, but you can modify your own things just like the last one. So we won't really focus on this one because I don't think it was in the last lessons. So let's move on to the next one. Next one I'll be teaching is for the K, Kheti, Gidha. So first thing is that you can start out with, instead of K, Kheti, Gidha, I've seen many people do this, and even I do it sometimes, very sometimes. Instead of K, Kheti, Gidha, you can do this. K, Kheti, Gidha. And K, Kheti, Gidha. So it will be 3 Ks. K, Kheti, Gidha. K, Kheti, Gidha. K, Kheti, Gidha. It's very easy. K, Kheti, Gidha. Listen to the difference. And listen to this. The last part doesn't sound that much and you can make more modifications there. But I really recommend this one. Not every time. And just to share one fact, that I and my friend, he also used to play Mridanga really good. Before, in Kirtans, we used to, just for fun, we used to do, instead of, we used to do that, like many, just for fun. Don't do that actually, we just used to do that for fun. Well, you can try some. thing that you can do is you can create your own thing. I mean, not fully, your own right hand side movements. So this is unlimited, this is your wish, but it has to make sense also, remember. Like this doesn't even make sense. It barely makes sense, so don't do something like just hitting your hand on it like that. Don't do anything like that. Make it something good, that sounds good, and it's like this is actually almost fully unlimited. It's on your choices on what you do. You can do like, that's a really hard thing. I won't go too much in that. It's actually many beats. It sounds like 2 or 3 beats. There's actually many beats. If you listen carefully, you might be able to hear there's many more beats going on. I don't know, there might be like 4 beats maybe. Yeah, so you can, it's almost fully upon you on what you want to do. Just make sure that it makes sense and it does not change too much of it, and it does not change too less of it. Like, this is something good for probably like your level. Maybe or maybe not. According to your level of how much you know, you can do according to that. You can try, like you can do something like this. Maybe that was too hard. Or like this. You just need practice on that one. It's not too much hard. Yeah, or you can do something like that. Just add some more beats or remove some beats. Make sure it is not too similar or too much different. It has to sound the same. And you can also add slides. I mean, I taught this to you, the slides part. You can add that in the end, and actually anywhere. I actually like doing this. Actually, the noise of the mridanga right now, clay mridangas, if you have this type of mridanga like plastic, their noises don't change much. They usually just stay at one noise the whole time. But clay mridangas, they change noises a lot according to their surrounding temperature. So this one is not much in a slidey mood, but I can show you. So if you are really good at slides and you really like them, you can do something like this. Yeah, it isn't sounding that good on slides right now, but I can try. And if you have a clay mridanga, that's the best, because on these mridangas, I mean, I don't know if you have like a plastic one over. I don't know if you have like a plastic over here, but this is like soft rubber, maybe not exactly rubber, but it's kind of like that, and it's a little sticky kind of. I mean, not exactly sticky, but it's hard to do slides on this one. So I would recommend that on clay mridangas more. And this mridanga usually stays on that noise the whole time. Only little differences if there's a lot of weather temperature change. So you can do that. Add them anywhere. Now let's go to the next one. Yes, Dagida Tenage Tenna. Yeah, it sounds good while saying it because it's so easy. I mean, it's kind of. Thagi the thenage thenna, thagi the thenage thenna, thagi the thenage thenna. It's easy to sit and it's easy to play it, both of them. Thagi the thenage thenna, thagi the thenage thenna, thagi the thenage thenna. I just modified my own right now. Instead of doing dhagi the thenage thenna, I just did dhagi the thenage thenna. I mean, I said the same mantra, but I made it my own right now. In this one also, there's not many options, but you can change your own stuff like or something. If you're very if you have the capabilities to do something like this, then you can do something like this. Oh yeah, I remembered one thing. You can do like this. Yeah, I just went on to a different beat. And another thing that you can do is actually I'll be this is a different video. It's not actually for this, but I'm going to be kind of also teaching you a mantra. So by this I remembered one mantra that is very easy and kind of related to this mantra. That's my modified version. I mean, like you can use it in fast, and I've heard it on this beat. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So on that, that's tune by Madhav Prabhu. Credit goes to him. And also in that same kirtan, it will, if I remember to put it, then it will be in the description, maybe. In that same video, even the Mridanga actually plays this one, and that's where I got to know this beat from. Yeah, that's exactly where I got to know this beat from. And he was actually the Prabhuji. I don't know his name, but he was playing this. I mean, the Mridanga noise was less, so I couldn't exactly hear if he was playing some very low noise beats. But yeah, that's what I heard, and I modified and made it like this. It's very easy. Okay, so next one, let's go into fast tunes. Now, this is one of my favorite fast tunes, so I'll just start with this one. That one. So in that tune, what you can do is instead, I mean, it sounds like 3, there's more. Instead of 3 over here, I know it's like 5 or something, but kind of sounds like 3 or 4. Instead of, I feel like it's kind of 3. Kind of 3. Or if you think it's 4, I feel it's 3, so I'll go with 3 right now. It's like 3 there, right? Instead of, okay. So you do Gedi Dhagithina and then Tigati Dhagithina. Yeah. Instead of the first K in the next one, instead of doing that, just add another K. Then it will sound like this. One beat. This is the one beat difference one. The one beat difference beat. Instead of doing, do this. No. You can add it over there or a little bit before that, like that, but just make sure it makes sense. And yeah, so you can do that. That's one thing that you can do. in this one, I don't feel like there's many options you can change, so I'll just move on to the next one. The next one is Geti Tagithina. This one. It is short beat, and I feel like it is a little boring beat, but I would like to modify it. Like, instead of doing, how about we try something like, that's very hard actually. I don't know why I keep starting with really hard ones, but an easy one might be like, no, those are too hard. Yeah, there is not many in this one, so I would just recommend, if you're going to play this in the kirtan, do not modify this probably. If you find any ideas, yes, sure, just make sure it makes sense, and that sense, and it goes properly with the tune, and you can play it that fast. And also remember this tip: if you don't know how to play the beat really fast, like if you don't, I would not recommend playing any fast beat, actually slow beat also, if you can't reach a very high speed of it, because then sometimes kirtans go like Hare Krsna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Obviously, you won't be playing this speed in there. If this is your max speed that you know, and you can't go faster than that, then it won't make sense. Like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I made it kind of little sensible, that yeah, it makes a little sense, but I would recommend you to go really fast speeds in that, especially on this one, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. And I played my modified version in there also. I wouldn't recommend much modified in this one, and same for the next one. No. That one, that beat, which is Getita Gadhina, Tikitita Gadhina, that one, there is not many, but yeah, you can do. So you, instead of doing Getita Gadhina, Tikitita Gadhina, you can do something like Getita Gadhina, Tikiti Dhagadhina, like more gaze in there. Actually is a really good idea. You should make, if you're going to make on that one, then you should make something really good like that, because that makes sense. It goes with all of them do, actually. All the ones, they go perfectly with that, but that one is really good, and it does make sense very nicely in, so like that. And yeah, you can find your own also. And then another one, there are many more beats that I've taught, but you can make your own. Now you have got the idea of making your own. So now we'll move to creation. No, not creation. Your own creative. Yeah, creative mode, not modifying mode. So in creative mode, you make your own mantra. I would not recommend anyone to really do this one, but you can do this when you are a really good player, because obviously if you keep practicing, you're going to be a very great player one time. And they do, I don't know if all do, but they do make their own. I don't have any of my personal very made up ones, like, yeah, I don't make my own ones, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't remember any, but I would not recommend you to make it right. I would not much recommend to make it. Yeah, because if you do, then it has more qualifications needed, and it's harder to, because only when you have lot of practice and you have lot of training like that, then you know what a beat should sound like. And right now I am thinking of one thing. like you can make when you get really good at playing Mridanga, or if you are already or you have a lot of training like that, then you can make your own. First rule is that it has to make sense. It has to go with the beat, which is very, very hard to make your own thing, make your own mantra, I mean, with while it goes with the beat. That is very hard, and that's why I would not recommend you to do that. That making it going with the beat, with the kirtan tune, is the hardest part, and then the thing that it makes sense, that's pretty easy, but that's the hardest part. I mean, there's not many reasons that I have. I mean, not reasons, like tips for it, and not tips actually, rules for it. But the hardest one is make it go with beat. That's why I didn't create any, and I wouldn't recommend anyone to create any actually. But yeah, so that's the thing about it. Don't it's not really like just create any. Might make like, I'll just try one. Maybe you can make some maybe some ideas. Even I'm going to create my own right now. Maybe something like, actually no, I was playing something random, so don't follow anything like that. But I wouldn't recommend you to make any. Yeah, because it's just way too hard, and if you don't get it right, then in kirtan, if the beat goes wrong, something goes wrong, then it's going to be all messed up. And some tips is that when you're for that, when you're I'll go back to modifying right now. If you're modifying your own thing, make sure it is sense. There's a sense to it, and it goes with most of the kirtan tunes. Many of them. I mean, I play tunes. I like to play the tunes who go with almost all tunes, like the Mridanga tunes going with all Hare Krishna tunes, and that's why the basic ones, they go with like almost anything. Actually, 99.9% they go with that. So make it something very sensible, that it makes sense enough so that it is understandable and it sounds good for sure, and it is your own version, not too much of the same thing. Well, the same thing is the same thing, meaning you're playing the same thing, and not too much of too much modified that you basically just created your own thing. So yeah, those are my tips for today's video. Have a great time modifying beats and make sure it is sensible. And obviously I don't recommend creating your own, and it will take a lot of time too, because you have to think about how you'll create it. But if you are going to spend a lot of time, make it sensible, and make it go with almost any beat, which is the hardest part, then good luck. And so that's it for today's Mridanga lesson. Thank you for watching Splash Mridanga lesson 12. So yeah, that's it. And if you have any comments or suggestions of any other further videos that you want, please enter it in the comments down below, so that we want to hear from you. If you have any suggestions of, if you my next videos, I'll give you an idea of them. They're probably going to be like how you can play on things like Narsimharthi, Gruvashtakam, like that. So yeah, you can give your own suggestions also. If you want some special tips or something like that, I can make it. So like that. And if you have any questions of don't ask any questions for me for some created mantras that I created, because I didn't do any, and it's very hard. I won't do that. So yeah, and also hit that like button and share it with your family and friends. and also subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get updated with the videos. Hare Krishna, and that's it for today's video. Hare Krishna.